right before I start streaming, I'm just gonna test my microphone quickly, guys, so stick around, because in 2 minutes, I'm going to start this stream. Alright, I think we're good, guys. Anyways, before I check the live chat, I'm going to do the intro first, but what's up, guys? ONGFL Studios here, and we're back with another stream today. And today, we are doing another Baldi stream. And in today's Baldi stream, I am going to be working on my Baldi mod live here on YouTube. So, please remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I would recommend saying hello to me in the live chat. I would really appreciate that, and I would really appreciate your understandings when you're saying hello to me in the live chat right here. But we are just about to start the stream. And in the stream, since I'm doing a Google Meet right now, we're also going to have Ethan Rail Studios in today's stream. So please make sure to say hello to Ethan Rail Studios, because I am currently doing a Google Meet with him just for fun, not for learning purposes, just for fun. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to start sharing my screen here. Make sure my headset audio is turned on. And I'll show you what I'm working on so far. And I'm going to show you all the work that I did so far on this Baldi mod. Let me first make sure you guys can see my screen. Alright, it's changing. It should show my computer screen. There it is. So far, I worked on the splash screen, or known as the home screen. You can see it used to be the regular Baldi's Basics main menu, but then I changed it to my own custom main menu. You can see here it says Doris's Basics. Oh, I forgot to remove the word basics here, but it's okay. I'll just delete that in today's stream. I didn't even know that I had two basics in here. I didn't know I wrote the word basics twice. Well, here was the regular word made in the regular Baldi's Basics main menu. And then right here is all the editing I've added into my own custom home screen. As you can see, I'm making Doris say, "Just eat your darn fruit rounds," and you can see this is the angry Doris, um, whatever it's called right here. And then you could see I made Doris hold this cereal box, which is fruit rounds. So I guess I'll edit this screen as well, because I didn't know the word basics was in here. I didn't know there were two copies of the word basics in the home screen right here. I've also changed I forgot what it was called, but I changed this part. Like when you when you hover your mouse over the option, the story mode option, you can see it changes from this screen to this custom screen I've added right here. And as you can see, if you don't know who this guy is, this is Caillou. Now, if you guys are wondering on who is the main creator that that played as Caillou and Doris here on this YouTube channel, his name is Vincent Moldala or something. forgot his last name, but I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. But as you can see, here he is playing as Caillou, and he's making a weird, extraordinary, upset face right here. And then here he is playing as Doris, but it's the angry Doris right here. I've also changed the credit screen right here because me and Ethan Rail Studios were both the two developers that made this Baldi mod. Here's the story I've added in this mod. It used to be the original story, but then I changed it to my own custom story. I'll also show you proof that you can see the story.
Welcome to Angry Doris' Basics in Education and Grounding. That's me, Caillou.
Alright. As you can see, I forgot to mention this to all of you. I've also changed some of the audio clips in this Baldi mod. You'll see all of them when I start testing the mod. But anyways, I'll show you proof that the story that I've added is working. I'll read it out to you. I'll read out the story to you just to see. Oh my god, I can't even say anything right now. Like, holy fuck. But I'm just gonna read over the story and see how it, and I want to see your reaction on how it looks. But I got no other words to say to you guys, but I'm just gonna read over it, and I want to see your reaction when I read this story to all of you. Oh no, it looks like Caillou forgot his Debbie snacks in Doris's groundhouse after he left to go play with Leo. It's up to you now to get all of Caillou's Debbie snacks back, but this won't be easy. You must collect all 7 Debbie snacks and then exit Doris's groundhouse before she puts you in timeout to win. Not only that, though, the rest of Doris's family and friends are inside of her groundhouse, so this still won't be easy. Same thing if you are playing this mod for the first time, because you are not a Baldi gamer yet. Good luck and best regards, somebody I can trust to help Caillou out. By the way, the story is also made up. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the audio clips. I've also edited the picture on what it looks like when you see the endless mode selection right here. You can see I changed Baldi's green shirt into a red decal right here. And then here's a Doris decal that replaces the Baldi decal. And then when you hover over story mode right here, it shows Caillou saying Mummy, which was played by Vincent. And once again, I'll put the link to his channel in the description below. But anyways, here's the second audio clip I changed in this game.
Oh, hi, Caillou. Welcome to my ground house.
And also, as you can see, I've changed the floors, the walls and ceilings to Angry Doris textures. I also changed the walls around the school rules poster to Angry Doris textures as well. I've also changed the You Can Think pad to a red You Can Think pad, and I named it to You Can Doris pad right here.
Then you might get something special. Just type the correct answer into the empty box.
I'm just gonna mute that because I don't want you guys to hear Baldi, because I know lots of Baldi gamers heard Baldi explain how to answer the math questions in the You Can Think pad. But as you can see, I changed the Doris right here. I changed the Baldi texture right here where he opens his mouth when he explains the instructions and math questions to you to Angry Doris textures right here. There's actually 2 Angry Doris textures. This is the texture that you would see when she's not talking, and then the other one you just saw is when she is talking. So as you can see, I'm just going to answer these questions for you. And as you can see, she'll just say, "While you exist," as usual. That's because I can't change the stuff that she says to you after you answer the math questions correctly or incorrectly. So this will be the same. Now you can see here that the what was it called? Oh yeah, the baldy frown, like the baldy frown textures are a little bit glitched, but they're still fine, so I'm not going to worry about that bug right there. And then right here, I changed arts and crafters to Caillou right here. And then I'll show you what Boris, oh my god. What was your name? Oh yeah. I'll also show you what Angry Baldy looks like. It's Angry Doris, I'll show you. I also changed the principal from Principal of the Thing to the Go Animate version of Boris right here. Anyways, I'm going to show you the next audio clip I've added when Angry Doris moves. So I'm just going to turn on my game audio now, because why not? I don't have to hear Baldy talk anymore. I changed the Baldy slap sound effect into a punching sound effect for Doris. I've also changed the bully to queso here. If you guys don't know what this queso is, he's the queso from he's the type of queso from that one mod called Queso's Basics in Eating and Fast Food. Forgot to mention as well, I also changed the bee soda and the bee soda splash to baby oil, because why not? It's my own custom mod. I changed the zesty bars to flaming hot Cheetos because there was an episode of Caillou eating flaming hot Cheetos, so that's why I decided to add that in to replace the zesty bar. I also changed some of the audio clips for Goddess Sweep, which I changed Goddess Sweep's texture to my own custom texture. But the new Goddess Sweep, which I'm about to show you, is called Gotta Trash. And then I also made my own audio clips for the new Goddess Sweep I've added in the game, which is my own custom version.
Looks like it's trashing time!
So there's one audio clip that I've changed that you just heard from Gotta Trash, which of course is Gotta Sweep. But in today's stream, we're just going to change the textures. Alright, there's the second audio clip I changed for Gotta Sweep, which is Gotta Trash now. You could see it's like, it looks the same like Gotta Sweep, but I just changed it to 2 GFL textures. So it still looks the same like Gotta Sweep, but there's GFL textures that replace the old textures of Gotta Sweep. Wait, where's Doris? Oh, hi. Alright, let's just get jump scared by you. The death screen along with the jump scare sound are not changed yet, which I'm going to change it while I'm not streaming, because I can't really change audio clips while I'm streaming because I'm talking with you guys. And yeah. But in today's stream, I'm just gonna change the head spinning textures to Doris textures. So what you need as usual is the Unity Assets Bundle Extractor. You guys can watch Ethan, hold up. You can watch Ethan Productions video. Not this Ethan Productions, this Ethan Productions, which is Ethan Productions YT. That's his handle name right here. he also made a recent video about his main channel, which is Ethan Rail Studios. Yeah, Ethan Productions is Ethan Rail Studios, but yeah. Yeah, Ethan Rail Studios is the main channel that Ethan uploads content on, but this channel is for other types of content. Mostly Ethan Rail Studios' main channel is only used to upload Railfan content and all that. You guys can also check out Ethan Rail Studios stream. He also made a Baldi stream. But yeah. But you can see he made two. But you can see here, Ethan Rail Studios made two Baldi's Basics tutorial videos on how to change sounds, which is audio clips. But not only that, most importantly, he made a tutorial on how to change textures, which is what we're going to be changing in today's stream. So let's get to it. But before we start changing the textures, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ethan Productions for making the two tutorial videos that I really needed to make my own Baldi mod. Also guys, he also put a link in the comments below of one of his videos of him teaching you how to change the textures and audios. One link is to the Unity Assets Bundle Extractor, which is what you need to change the textures and all that. And then here's a link to the original Baldi's Basics Classic right here, which is the type of game where you would make your own Baldi mod in, using the Unity Assets Bundle Extractor to be able to change the textures as usual. I'll show you the links that he put in the comments below on his video on how to change sounds in your Baldi mod. As you can see, the first link you'll see is the how do I say this? So yeah, right here, the first link, it says this is a Unity X link here, and basically this allows you to edit the audios, of course. Like this allows you to import the audio files once you're done editing them and changing them, whatever you're doing to the audios of your Baldi mod. The second site he added is a MP3. Okay, let me tell you the actual name of it, but the second link takes you to this online audio equalizer, because the audios you're changing, they have to be converted into WAV files, because if they're not converted into WAV files, then they won't work in your Baldi mod. So make sure you convert these into WAV files by going into the online audio equalizer here. If you don't know how to get to it, then search down Ethan Productions' video called How to Make a Baldi Mod Part 2, Changing Sounds, and then scroll down to the comment section below and go to Ethan Productions comment right here below my comment right here. And you want to select the second link below the Unity X link. So then you can get sent to the site, and then you can, like, for an example, put your audio stuff in here. You can put your audio clips in here, and then you can change the trebles, see how it sounds. You can change the level of the sound. You can change the volume in case you want the audio to sound louder or quieter, or you just want to adjust it to a better level because it's too loud or too quiet. But most importantly, you have to change the audio files that you are changing to from an MP3 file into a WAV file, which is uncompressed right here. I'm not going to change this into a WAV file because I'm just showing you an example. But you guys can just watch Ethan Productions' video right here on how to change sounds, and he'll walk you through the steps on how to make your own audio files in your own Baldi mod. Anyways, in today's stream, we're just going to change the head spin textures to Doris textures. So, I'm going to edit them using Microsoft Paint right here, and I'm just going to edit the first one here. And then I'm gonna find one. I don't know which Angry Doris texture I should use to replace the spinning baldy head type of texture. Maybe I'll do... I don't want to do that texture, because that's not a part of my mod. I'm just going to do this texture, because why not? Actually, no, I'm not going to use that texture, because I used it for the You Can Think pad. Let's do this one. Actually, I have to remove the background on this texture. And the easiest way to remove the background is type in remove PG. And then I'll click upload image right here. Scroll down to the text, to the image I want to select, that I want to change the background. I want to remove the background, whatever you're doing. This website's only used to just remove the background of your image that you want to have no background on. Okay. Alright. Now most importantly, not to crop the resolution, I'm just going to change the resolution of the texture I just removed the background on to the resolution of the baldy head spinning texture. So currently the resolution of this image is, whoops, I don't want the eraser. The image I removed the background on, the resolution is not the same as the spinning head texture's resolution. The spinning head's resolution text, whatever you want to call it, the baldy head spinning texture's resolution is 128 by 128 pixels, while the new texture right here that I just removed the background on is at 330 by 594 pixels right here. God, I hate fucking explaining. It's so fucking hard. But in case you want to, in case you need help to walk through the steps, just watch Ethan Productions' video on how to change textures. Because that's what we're doing in today's stream, is just changing the textures. I'm changing the audio files while I'm not streaming, because I would have to mute my mic every single time when I'm recording audio, when I'm recording my own audio clips. And you know what I mean. I also don't want to get any feedback as well when I'm trying to record my own audio files while I'm streaming. So that's why I like changing my audio files while I'm not streaming. But anyways, we're going to change this custom Angry Doris background that I made from 330 by 594 pixels to 120 by to 120 by 120 pixels. So to change the resolution, you just got to go to this icon that has the picture icon and then the weird square and then this arrow right here at the higher right hand corner of the icon. So I'm just going to click on it. It's called Resize and Skew. You can also click Control W go into this type of menu. Don't go into percentage because you don't want to mess up all the other settings of this image. You want to go to pixels because that's where you would change the resolution. And I'm just going to look back and see what resolution I'm changing my texture to. And it will be the same resolution as the spinning head texture. So 128 by 128. Alright, now I change my own custom Angry Doris image from from its original resolution to the same resolution as the head spin texture's resolution. Now I can click save, then I can go back to the Microsoft Paint tab where I changed the head spin in, and then I can click File, go down to Import to Canvas. I can hover over this right arrow, click on From a File. It takes me to my File Explorer, and then I can scroll down to the custom Angry Doris picture that I changed the resolution to this resolution, whatever you want to call it, and I can select that, and now it's there. Now I can click save, and I'll do the same thing for the other ones. Right before I change the second head spin texture, I'm just going to take a look and see who is in our live chat today for today's stream, because I just want to say hello to anyone that is viewing my stream right now. Alright, no one is in the live chat, so I guess we'll continue to change the head spin texture to my own custom texture. Looks like Ethan Rail Studios left the Google Meet, so Ethan Rail Studios won't be with us in today's stream. However, you may see him pop up in the live chat because he's just saying hello to everyone, which is a good thing. I'm not going to judge him for saying hello in my live chat. Besides, I'm friends with him. Alright, so my custom Angry Doors textures already set to 128 by 128 pixels, so I don't need to change the resolution anymore for this image because I already changed it. So all I gotta do is just replace the head spin texture with the custom Angry Doris texture I made. Okay. Oops, gotta make sure my video is turned on, because if it's not, you guys won't be able to see what I'm changing in today's stream. So yeah. So yeah, it's really important to change the resolution to the same resolution as the Baldy texture, because if you don't change the resolution to be the same as the resolution as the Baldy texture right here, oh, Ethan Rail Studios just sent me something. He's playing Gmod right now. He's probably getting chased by Armstrong, but who cares? So it's important to change the resolution of your own custom texture you're changing to replace the regular Baldy texture, because if you don't change it to be the same resolution as the original Baldy texture, then the image may crop the like, how can I say this? So yeah. It's hard to explain, to be honest, right now, guys, but all I can say is it would crop the resolution. Like, the resolution would all be messed up if your own custom image's resolution doesn't match the same resolution as the Baldy texture you're changing. Like, all I can say, guys, it's hard to explain what would happen if you didn't change the resolution of your own custom image to be the same resolution as the baldy texture you're changing. Alright. And also, all I can do is just remove the old baldy texture and then just import my new texture I've decided to add into the canvas right here. Now you could use a different type of editing software because you never know. Microsoft Paint doesn't really have a lot of features to edit a lot of images. So lots of people would probably decide to use a different editing software, which is alright, but in today's stream I'm just going to use Microsoft Paint because in my perspective it's easier to change and import new textures. And then I'm going to show you, and then after I'm done changing all the head spin textures, I'm going to show you how to save changes. I'm going to show you how to save the changes after you're done changing all the baldy textures to your own custom textures. To be honest, guys, the only thing I'm good at explaining at is like how to set up audio equipment and all that. I'm not really good at explaining on how to change textures in your own Baldy mod. The main guy that's really good at explaining on how to change audio textures, on how to change textures and audio files is Ethan Productions, or known as Ethan Real Studios, but he's on a different channel. Or you can call it he's on his alt channel. The fuck? I did not mean to select that. I do not want to connect to my printer. These motherfuckers. Doesn't even allow you to cancel the connection. Besides, I don't even want to establish a connection with my printer right now. Alright. Good thing it won't connect because my printer is currently turned off, so that's a good thing. Because I don't need to establish a connection with my printer right now. All I'm doing is just using Microsoft Paint to change the textures, which are 2D textures, into my own textures, which will also be 2D. Yeah, always remember, make sure your textures are 2D, because if they're not 2D, then they won't work. So the most important thing that you should always be aware of is making sure your texture is 2D. Because if it's 3D or 1D, then they would probably not work in your Baldy mod. Especially when you save changes using the Unity Assets Bundler. I'm glad I changed the resolution to my custom texture right here, because if I didn't change it to the same resolution as the Baldy spin textures resolution, then it would probably mess up the resolution, which would be pretty annoying, and I would have to undo and then import my custom image to the canvas again. So I'm just gonna speed run and make sure this part is all done, and then I'm gonna show you how to save changes once you're done changing your textures to your own custom textures. so many textures. By the way, the head spin textures are in Shared Assets 1, so you have to export all the textures into PNG. So you have to, I'll show you in a second on how to import all the textures that you want to change into your file. So yeah, once again, these head spin textures in Baldi's Basics is located in Shared Assets 1. So Shared Assets 1 is where you would change the story, the credits, the options if you want to do story mode or endless mode, and then most importantly the splash screen right here, which is in the main menu. Now there's also some Android controls, but I'm not going to change them because this mod is just going to be on computers only and not mobile devices. Because why the hell would I why would I make this mod compatible for mobile devices? This mod is usually played on computers. So that's why I'm just going to be so that's why I'm probably going to make this a regular computer version instead of a mobile version. So I'm just going to not worry about the mobile controls because this mod is only meant to be played on computer instead of mobile. Jesus Christ, how many head spin textures are there? There's like 1,000,000, bro. But at least I can easily import my new texture into the canvas easily, because I already changed the resolution to the same resolution as the head spin texture. Oh, this head spin texture looks like Baldi's spinning head is now looking towards me. He's like looking into my eyes or staring into my soul. He's probably going to be staring into everyone else's soul in this stream until I change him into my own 2D texture. He won't be laughing for long. Also, guys, after I'm done changing these head spin textures into my own textures, I'm going to, of course, show you how to save changes after you're done changing your textures. But not only that, I'm just going to test the game out, and I want to see your reaction and your opinion on how it looks. So stick around for that. Alright, we're getting close to being finished of changing all the head spin textures. There's still a few more, but there's less. So that's a very good thing. Imagine there was 1,000,000. I would probably be dead right now, to be honest. Baldy facing the other way. I like the head spin textures where Baldy is looking the other way instead of looking towards me or looking into my soul. Yeah, he's facing the other way instead of facing towards my soul. My throat is dry. I'm just gonna take a sip of my chocolate milk quickly because I don't like the feeling of having a dry throat. It does not feel nice. And I bet you guys experienced a dry throat in your lifetime. Yeah. To be honest though, I say sore throats are worse than dry throats. Like having a sore throat instead of a dry throat is worse in my opinion. And I'll show you proof. Like I'll explain one good reason on why it's worse than having a dry throat. It feels painful when you try to swallow stuff, or when you're swallowing your own saliva that's inside your mouth as usual. I'm not going to talk about saliva because I don't want anyone to start becoming sick. So, in order to not make you guys become nauseous or anything, I'm just not going to talk about sore throats, dry throats, or saliva because that's the most stupid topic I would ever explain to all of you here live on this live stream. And also, it's a Baldy Mod live stream, so why the hell would I even talk about saliva in my Baldy stream? It's the most random topic that I would ever come up with. Alright, we're getting really close. So the last headspin texture is headspin 0047, and the first headspin texture is headspin 0000, which what I mean by 0000 is 4 zeros in total. 4 zeros. 4 euros. 4 hot dogs, 4 potatoes. Get it? 4 potatoes. Just like 4 zeros. Obviously, that's not really a joke, it's almost rhymes, in my opinion. Alright, we're getting close. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 textures left, and then I'll show you how to save changes after you're done changing your textures. Alright. 4 textures left. Yippee! 4 textures left. And I can finally show you guys on how to save changes after you're done changing your textures. finally, headspin 0047 is the final headspin texture I'm changing for the first thing I'm changing in this Baldi mod. And bam. Usually I would say bam instead of boom because it's better than the word boom. It's a better word, in my opinion. Okay. Once you're done changing, once you've completed, once you're done changing all the textures, after you changed all the textures that you wanted to change in your Baldi mod, you want to go back to your Unity Assets Bundle Extractor. You want to click File. Oops. You want to go down to Open, and then don't go to your own Shared Assets 1 file or Shared Assets 2 file, whatever assets you're changing. For an example, I'm going to be saving the changes into Shared Assets 1 because these headspin textures were in the Shared Assets 1 folder in my File Explorer. So in order to save changes, what you have to do is you have to go into the file that's labeled baldi underscore data, or data, whatever you want to call it. You want to select the shared assets file, the shared assets number. You want to select the shared assets number, you want to select the correct shared assets number, and you want to select the right one, because if you select the wrong one, then you would save changes to your other textures instead of the textures you were planning on changing. But without further ado, we're just going to select Shared Assets 1 because the headspin textures were located in there. So now we can just click Open, and then it takes us into the Assets Info tab right here. Next, we want to just select the first texture. Next, we have to select all the 2D textures. So I'll click the first 2D texture, and then I'll scroll all the way down to the last texture, and it's the comic underscore pro atlas type of texture. So then before you select the last texture, you want to hold down shift, so then you'll be able to select all the textures, and then you want to select plugins and then click batch import. Next, you want to go, once you get into the select an input path, once it takes you to your File Explorer, you have to go down to Downloads, go down to your Baldi mod you're changing the textures in, and then select the Shared Assets folder that you're saving the changes to. So Shared Assets 1 is the folder I'm saving the changes to because the headspin textures are in this Shared Assets file. Click OK. I did not know if that worked, but I'll just try again. Anyways, you want to click X, and then you'll get this question here. Would you like to save the changes? And you want to click yes. Go to the Baldi mod. Go to the extracted file, not the zipped file. And then you want to just click save. Next, you want to drag the Shared Assets 1 change file that you saved the changes in, and you don't want to put into your own Shared Assets 1 folder because that won't save the changes. You actually have to put this into baldi underscore data, and then you want to click replace the file in the destination, and then boom. It should work. If it didn't work, then you may have to do it twice, which hopefully it worked on my first try.
Welcome to Ugly Doris's
Let me just
Basics
mute
in
the audio
Education and
of the
Grounding.
game because I don't want to hear my audio files I've added over and over. And there you go. It works. So that's how you save changes after you're done changing the textures you wanted to change in your Baldi mod in your shared assets file. Anyways, the next texture we're going to be changing will be in shared assets 2, which will have lots of different textures. So this won't have the textures from the main menu screen, it won't have the credit screen, it'll have like all the stuff after you select story or endless mode. As you can see, I already changed the Baldi textures right here. I already changed the Baldi underscore wave textures. I already changed the Baldi Baldi talk textures to the Happy Doris textures. And then here's the head shake textures right here, which I'll change them later. Alright, next 2D texture we're going to be changing, which this time it will be in the 2D, but instead it's going to be in Shared Assets 2. I'm going to be changing the place face to my own custom place face. First of all, I need to find a image, which I'm just going to turn off my video for a little bit just to find an image that I want to use to replace the place face texture. I'm going to find a Caillou texture made by Vincent Mola, or whatever his name was. I know he was played by Vincent, but I'm gonna do the bald Caillou texture. I'm gonna use this image, which has a picture of Vincent playing as Caillou, but Caillou's actually bald, which is pretty hilarious. God damn it, I closed out Microsoft. Gotta reopen it quickly. I don't want YouTube, I want Google. Alright. I'm gonna turn on my video now. And then I'm going to go back to that website called remove.pg. Go to upload image. Select the image that I want to remove the background. It's this one. And then I have to just place it into the screenshots folder of my file explorer. And this texture is inside the Shared Assets 2 folder instead of the Shared Assets 1, because the Shared Assets 1 folder is where all the main menu textures are located. The Shared Assets 2 folder is where all the characters and posters, doors, and moles are located in. All those sprites and textures. Alright. gonna select the place face texture. And now I'm just gonna change the resolution of my own custom image that I've removed the background on to the same resolution as the place face texture, which should be located around here. Oh, it's in the screenshots folder. I'm gonna remove this one because we don't need it. We just need the no background image. Alright, 226 by 285. Wow, this one is 1054 by 594. Or, let me say that again with proper mental math. 1054 by 594. Alright, so once again, we need to change the resolution to the same resolution as the place face texture, because number one, the image would mess up the resolution and number two, the texture that I'm changing to replace the place face would be either too big or too small. Alright, 226 by 285, so once again, change the resolution to 226. Alright, I'm going to unclick the maintain aspect ratio icon, so then the horizontal and vertical settings are not linked together, because I don't want that to mess up the resolution, because I want to keep the resolution the same as the resolution of the place face texture. So 226 by 285. You can click OK. Alright. Alright. Now we have to save changes. So once again, go back to the Unity Assets Bundle Extractor, click File, hover down to Open, go to baldy_data, not your own Shared Assets 2 folder. Select Shared Assets 2 because that's where the place face texture was located in. And now we have to just select the first 2D texture, scroll all the way down to the last texture, and then hold down Shift and then click the last texture. So then not only we can select the last texture, we can also select all the other 2D textures that we need to save changes. So Shift, and then we can click Handshake 7, and then all the 2D textures are selected from top to bottom. Click Plugins, and now we'll batch import the textures to Baldy Mod, and then we'll put this in. Wait a second. Gonna go back quickly. I just want to do a little recap and make sure I select the right. I want to make sure I put this in the right shared assets folder that I made. So this has to go into the shared assets 2 folder. If I change. What? Hold up. Did I save changes to the you know what? Bro, where'd the place face texture go? Or am I or is it because I'm in the wrong shared assets file? Oh my god. What the fuck? Chat, I hope we did not run into a problem. Because if we did, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Because I don't see the texture. Yeah, I just lost the texture, guys. Wow, I'm not surprised. But I thought I saved changes though. Come on, man. Unless I can click Control Z. That's not gonna work. Let me guess. I did not want to undo that. My fucking god. Alright, here it is. Alright, we're good. Just have to replace it with the texture that I just have to replace the place face texture with my own custom texture that has the same resolution. Alright, there we go. Problem solved. Now we have to save changes again because the first attempt did not go according to plan. So go all the way up to the first 2D texture, select that, scroll all the way down to the final texture, and then at the same time as we select the last texture, we have to hold down Shift, so then we can select all the other 2D textures we need to save the changes. Alright, batch import. This will go under shared assets too. Okay. Click the X. It'll give me this question. Would you like to save the changes? I'll click yes. I'll put this directly into the extract file of the main Baldi mod, of the main Baldi's basics I'm using to make my own Baldi mod in. I don't have to put this directly into Baldi underscore data. I'll just click save and then just drag it in. And once again, don't drag it into your own shared assets 2 folder because that won't save the changes. In order for it to actually save the changes, you have to just place it into Baldi underscore data right here. And then replace the file in the destination, and then we'll just run the game. And then we need to go in, and then we have to put in the code to go into that room where all the other place faces are in, which I think I know where it is. So it's 31718. There we go. And there you go. There's Vincent styled here, and there's the bald Cailloux made by Vincent. Here's the bald Vincent version type of textures in there, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why the sensitivity is like turned down so much. Like it's so fucking terrible. And of course, I'm gonna have to close the game out by just clicking the Windows key, go up, and then go up here and click the X, and then it'll take us out because we can't just quit and then go back to the main menu. That doesn't work when you are in that room after you put in that code. Okay, let's take a look at the live chat, shall we? Because why not? Who knows who will be in my live chat today? Still, no one's in my live chat, but oh well. I don't really care if anyone says hello to me or not in the live chat. Alright, how long have I been streaming for? Damn, I've been streaming for 1 hour. I guess I'll end this stream around 2 o'clock because I'm just changing the baldy textures of my mod in today's stream. Alright, I'm not gonna work on the head shake textures because that will take a while, so we're just gonna step away from that. And then we're going to change the playtime textures to rosy textures because rosy will be playtime in my first mod. Nope. I think it's from the episode made by Vincent called Caillou's M&M's. Caillou's M&M's. Crazy that Vincent Motola, whatever your last name was, I forgot how to pronounce it. It's crazy that Vincent reached 1.97 million subscribers. I just want to say congratulations to Vincent for reaching 1 million subscribers. Besides, it was a really big step for him and his channel. And to be honest, he deserves a lot more fame than me because since he has more subscribers, he has way more fame than me, which I'm alright with because I like Vincent's content really much. Like, I like his content a lot. What rosy texture should I use? Alright, Windows Shift S. Bruh. There we go. Actually, I don't need that one. I think I got a better crying rosy texture that I can use. Alright, I don't need to watch. I don't need to watch. What the heck? Vincent's using. What the hell is that face? What the hell? Is everyone going to be grounded? Oh, would you look at that? Caillou just got sent to timeout, but I didn't hear him say mummy because my audio was muted the whole time on YouTube. I don't want to watch that Roblox commercial. Besides, it's getting stuck in my head all the fucking time. um... Angry Doris thumbnail. Bro. Rousey. I didn't spell episodes correctly. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but who cares? YouTube still knows what I'm talking about. Maybe that'll be a good texture. I don't know. I probably won't use it. I think I can use. Alright, I'm using this. I'm gonna make a screenshot of this. And then. turn into a monster every time. Alright, we need to go back to remove .pg. We don't need this Caillou texture anymore. Yeah, this is perfect. No, I don't want to copy the image. I want to save it. Like the fuck. Oh, that makes me sad. Bye-bye, Rosie.
Bye-bye, Caillou.
Alright. I don't know if I have to change the resolution for this one. It looks pretty big, too. It looks pretty big in my perspective. Yep, it fits. Rosie. Now I need a happy Rosie texture. Alright, let's just use this. No. Bruh. Oh my god, I just messed that up. What the fuck? The fuck did I do?
Crikey. Did you just say crikey? I'm turning British. Not so fast, sucker. No one...
Oh shoot, the table's caught on video. Okay, we need to try that again. No, I don't want that screenshot. Alright, I don't want the table to be in this removed background texture. Swear there better be nothing in the way. Alright, good. Perfect. Clap your hand. I like Vincent's that one song that Vincent made when he celebrated once he reached. Like, I liked the song he made when he reached 1 million subscribers. Like that song is a banger in my opinion. Oops. Oh my god, I just messed it up. Holy shit. POV, you try to cook in Geometry Dash. Nee, nee, nee. Oh shit. Nee. Don't take.
I turn into a monster every time.
I went to the store, and Miska tools. I'm not going to sing his song because I don't want it to be copyrighted in this live stream. Not like my Your Mom live stream got copyrighted, all because I played a meme. All because I played a meme at the end of my stream. Well, the reason why I played the meme was because it was a Your Mom stream, which means the stream's full of sigmas and all that. So that means lots of goofy ass stuff happens. And lots of goofy ass stuff happen in a sigma stream like my Your Mom stream. Oh, Theory wants Dairy Queen. Yeah. Elmo wants Dairy Queen. You're crazy, Elmo. Steps on the gas. Alright, final happy playtime texture. I'm about to change, and then we're done. We're done, chat. We're done. Yep, you're done. You're done! No, oh my god, I just fucked that up. Just gonna redo it, because why not? I'm glad I don't have to change the resolution of this image, because my new texture fits the same, because my custom texture fits the same resolution as the Doris texture. How is your progress on the mod? As I am doing some locomotive art for Trackside Kitchener. It's actually doing good so far, Ephemeral Studios. How is your fan art doing? Just gonna. Oh, he's still in the fucking RP underscore mall parking map in Gmod. Alright. Blood never stops uploading, huh? That's crazy. Okay. Alright, where was I? Oh, yeah. Alright, now we have to just save changes by batch importing the textures to my shared assets 2 folder. So once again, I go into Baldi. Anyways, let's start over. I open the Unity Assets Bundle Extractor. I select File. I hover over Open and then select it. I go to Baldi underscore data, and then I go to the shared assets 2. I go to shared assets 2 because that's where the playtime textures were located in. Observed. Select the first texture, scroll all the way down to the last texture, and then I have to select all of them by holding down Shift before I click the last texture. Alright, once all the textures are selected, I can click Plugins, Batch Import, and then Shared Assets 2, select Folder, click OK, click the X at the, what was it? Oh yeah, the higher right-hand corner of the Assets Info tab. I get the question from the Unity Assets Bundle Extractor. Would you like to save changes? I'll say yes. And I'll just go into the extracted Baldi game file, and then I'll just click save, and then I'll drag it while I'm in the file into Baldi data. So then I'll be able to save the changes. Now we can run the game one more time. Also forgot to mention the floor texture in each of one of the classrooms and faculty rooms. There are different types of. It's a different type of Angry Doris texture, while the walls and ceilings are the same. Are the same. Like while the ceiling and floor textures outside of the classrooms and like the hallways and all that, they're the same texture as the walls. I get angrier for every problem you get wrong. Now I have to run. Alright. Anyways, I'll show you what angry... God damn it! Oh my god, bruh. Why? There's Angry Doris, though. There's Rosie, which is playtime. So... I can't get out. I'm scared. I'm scared. Doris, leave me alone! No, no, no. Oh no. No. First prize. No. God, first prize. Stop hugging the shit out of me. It's so annoying. Okay, please don't jump scare me. What the fuck? Alright, it works. That's good. Help me! Okay, so the rosy textures work, so that's good. I guess I'll end the stream now because this was just a stream of me editing and changing the textures of my own Baldi mod. So, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to my YouTube channel. Let's continue to grow our subscribers. We are halfway towards 500. So, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so then you can get notifications on every new video I upload on this channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Now the ending of the stream will be different because we're going to be doing a different sign-off for today's stream. Sorry about that. I just decided to stretch because I felt the urge to. We're going to be doing a different sign-off today because I actually made my own channel anthem. So, before we include the end of this live stream, I now ask you to please rise if you're able. Remove your hats for the playing of the ONGFL Studios National Anthem, or known as the Channel Anthem. And I'll see you guys in the next video.